What's up, Rocket family? Welcome back to my channel. If you're looking to get organized this year with some simple hacks and DIYs using mainly Dollar Tree products, this is the video for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. With that being said, let's begin.
Dollar Tree carries a bunch of wood. I'm going to be using a flatter hanging decor piece and then this craft wood piece. Both are 18 inches long. You're going to need wood glue for this project. I'm going to be making those popular drawer spice racks. Before attaching your wood together, take the pieces and figure out how you want them to be attached. You might have to go lower with your wood if your drawer is more shallow. So all I'm doing is applying wood glue on the edge of my hanging decor piece, and then I attach the craft wood piece to that. If you have clamps on hand, which I highly recommend, use them to clamp down the wood pieces together. How many rows you want to make is completely up to you. I made 3 total, so 3 separate pieces I glued like this, and once they were completely dry, I attached those 3 pieces together. I got some items inside of my house to place underneath each row to keep it in place as I waited for the glue to dry. And then I also used some other items that were on hand to help weigh it down and make sure that the 2 pieces of wood wouldn't unattach from each other. Once the glue has completely dried, it's time to place inside of your drawer. Make sure you have a no slip quick liner inside of the drawer. Dollar Tree does carry these so that the wood doesn't slide around. You just place it inside of the drawer and then put your spices right on top of that. It's that easy. It looks so nice, and I know not everybody has these many spices, but you can always make smaller rows or you can just do 1 row. It's completely up to you. Please let me know your favorite spice or seasoning down in the comments below. I'm always looking for new good ones. I love spice and seasonings. My favorite is probably garlic salt. You can take that same DIY we just made out of wood, use small nails along the wood glue to attach the wood together, and then pair it with the Dollar Tree crates to make a shelf you can use anywhere. I had my husband stain the wood off camera. We used Valentines stain in Early American. Just glue the crates underneath your shelf. I used 2 crates, but you can definitely use more for more support. And then put whatever you want on top of this as long as it's not too heavy. I would place the heavier items in the back where the crates are, and then the lightest items in the middle. I tried putting on some even heavier items and it didn't bow on me. You can always get the little Jenga pieces from Dollar Tree or longer pieces of wood to go underneath there for extra support. Something else that I did, which is a cute idea, is to get the crates from Dollar Tree and have it look kind of like a fruit stand. I wouldn't paint them unless you seal them somehow to be food safe. Right now at Dollar Tree you can find these copper wire systems. They come with a bunch of different pieces. Now I'm going to hang them off of my wall using command strips, but they do carry an adhesive fixture that you can use to place them on your wall. I went with command strips just because the spot I was putting it in, it's not staying in there. The fixtures with the adhesive from Dollar Tree, it's pretty strong, so I didn't want to have to get that on the wall. It accidentally ripped my paint or have to remove the adhesive, especially in a spot where it's not staying. So there's a bunch of little things you can buy for this. There's a shelf, there's these wire baskets. Now I was having issues with the shelf at first. I was like, what can go on this shelf? I tried to place a little container from Dollar Tree with some brushes inside of there, and it wasn't working at first. So I just got rid of the shelves and I started filling up the little wire baskets with other items. So these work really well if you have makeup and makeup palettes, even jewelry. So this is how the wire shelf looks with just the wire baskets. I realized after the fact that I could bend the shelf a little bit and make it so it could hold things. So that's what I ended up doing, and it was able to hold the little containers from Dollar Tree that I put the brushes inside of. For our next project, I'm going to be using one of these wood hanging decor pieces from Dollar Tree as well as some of their wooden crates. I'm going to be gluing the wooden crates to the edge of my hanging decor piece. The next day, once the glue was completely dried, I went ahead and I painted the wood. If you're going to be placing anything that is unopened inside of this, that is a food item, you want to make sure that you seal your wood and make this more food safe. This is an organizational piece that can be used in any room of your house. I'm going to be using command strips to place it on top of the tile that's inside of the kitchen, and inside of there I could place pre-wrapped food. Like I said, I don't want to put anything inside of there that's not wrapped. Otherwise, it's going to be touching the paint, and it's just a great way to make more room inside of my cabinets without having to store these items inside of my cabinets. I'm also going to be using this inside of the bathroom. You can use command strips inside of there, or you could screw or nail this directly to your wall and use it to hold any extra items you might have on hand. So extra shampoos, deodorants, makeup, you name it. I stocked this up with some of my favorite personal care items by Native.
So that brings us to our sponsor for this video, Native. Native has clean and effective all-day deodorant. Native's deodorants provide up to 72 hours of odor protection. Not only is it aluminum-free and paraben-free, but it's also vegan and cruelty-free. I used Native's sensitive unscented deodorant a lot in my first trimester because my sense of smell was heightened. Though unscented, it left me smelling clean all day. My favorite deodorant by Native is their coconut and vanilla deodorant, which has a sweet tropical smell. And I also really like the cotton and lily deodorant because of its fresh scent. All their deodorants don't feel sticky and apply dry. Plus, their sensitive line is made without baking soda. Native has a lot to offer, like body washes and lotions. Native just launched their Candy Shop collection. This collection of obnoxiously craveable candy shop inspired scents gives a bright moment of indulgence with delicious flavor and colorful fun all around. 3 deodorants would be $39, but if you use my link and code Bethany, you can get 3 deodorants for $26. That's over 33% off. And with my code, you can also get 20% off of their body wash and lotions. Thanks again to Native for sponsoring this video.
If you're wondering about the spices, I got these little salt and pepper shakers from Dollar Tree, and then the ones on the right are from Hobby Lobby. You just fill them up with your spices. I've made labels in the past, and I'll link them down below for you guys. You can print them out on some waterproof sticker paper. However, for this video, I decided to buy some off of Etsy, and I think they were relatively inexpensive. I will link them down below for you guys. You get a bunch of different spice labels. I'm going to be placing those on the front of all my little spice jars. Now you have some chic looking spice and seasoning jars. I know this is not everybody's cup of tea, but I love the way that this looks. You can take that same DIY we just made out of wood. I use Dollar Tree's utensil organizer and these little organizing bins that have a no slip grip mat inside of them for my utensil drawer. And I really like the way this setup is, but I wanted to share with you guys an idea just in case you're really trying to condense, you don't have a lot of space inside of your kitchen. You can get these pencil organizers from Dollar Tree and use these to hold your utensils. I recommend at least getting 2 of them. Now you do need a deeper drawer to place these inside of. If you do not have that, you can always put them inside of a cabinet or leave them on top of your kitchen counters. But it's a great way to condense on space inside of a drawer. I do have this bonus item for you guys. This one is from Amazon. It's very similar. It is just longer and flatter. I paid $11.99 for it. I'll link it down below for you guys, but it does the same thing. So I ended up removing everything from my drawer, but placing back inside the Dollar Tree utensil organizer just so you can see the difference between the two, how much more condensed everything is with that Amazon one. I'm keeping my drawer the same as you had seen previously, but I really wanted to share this with you guys. I was able to place all of my utensils inside of 2 of them. I did need 2 of them. The only utensil that I couldn't stick inside of there was my pizza cutter, so I ended up just using one of the little drawer ones that I have from Dollar Tree already and leaving some of the other utensils inside of there. I did try to fill up the drawer a little bit more because I had a lot of wasted space, so I was just trying to give you guys ideas on what you can do and how much you can store if you get something that is thinner. This is a classic. Go to Dollar Tree and get some of their glass vases and glass candle holders. You're going to glue your candle holders to the vases. If you want more height, you'll need to glue multiple candle holders together. And you want to use some heavy duty glue like E6000 super glue. You don't want to use hot glue, otherwise it's going to fall apart on you. So this is my husband Matt gluing some of the candle holders together and then a vase on top of that. I didn't want to do it because we're using E6000, so I didn't really want to smell that. So I had my husband create a taller stand and then 2 smaller ones. The smaller ones were just 1 candle holder and 1 vase.
I'm an expert crafter. I glued 3 things together.
Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different than what you normally see. I'm going to get a wood round and then these little knobs. These ones are from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to glue the knobs to the wood rounds. Now, these wood rounds don't go over the vase perfectly where it fits inside of it. It just makes it look nice. I'm using these in the bathroom, so I'm filling them up with some Q-tips, cotton balls, cotton rounds, and then putting the lids right on top of that. These are really easy to make, and I recommend using these in a bathroom where you have the space to put them. In my bathroom, I wouldn't leave them there just because I don't have enough space. So I would recommend more space because you don't want to be knocking it over so easily. The Dollar Tree candy jars are great for organization as well. They have 2 different sizes in this video. I'm going to be using the larger ones. Now these are not airtight, so anything you place inside of here food-wise, you got to make sure that you're eating it right away, or it's something that could last for a while if air gets exposed to it. I bought these labels from the same Etsy seller, and I'm just placing them on top of my jars. I put anything that I knew I would go through more quickly, so flour, cookies, I had candy inside of there. Dollar Tree carries these little scoops that are perfect for the inside of these candy jars. And this is how it looks. They are more than just candy jars. Like I said, you can use them for food, and you can also use these inside of your bathroom or for cleaning supplies. I placed some of our laundry detergent pods inside of one of them, and then we have like a whole bunch of extra sponges that we got from Costco. I put those inside of a jar. It's just a different way to organize your items. I love these containers that Dollar Tree carries. They're called action containers, and they link up with each other so you can make them longer if you want to. They're great for toys, obviously what's on the cover, and not just Legos and cars. They actually fit the little people that you can get from Fisher-Price or other brands. They fit trains. These are Thomas the Engine trains, and they fit cars, obviously. What I like about these is if you have a toddler, a kid who likes to throw their toys everywhere, you can put the toys, the smaller things like this, in the containers and then leave them on the shelf or leave them in the cube organizer if you have what Cooper has. So if they dump it out, it's the container that's going out versus all the little toys. And then they can ask you for help opening up the container. So it's really good if you have a young child, Cooper's 2, and he still doesn't understand that. There's these wall file containers that you can get from Amazon, and they're 2 for $17. And these are good to use as well for storing those little things, especially if you like them to be displayed on your wall. So I would put a bunch of Hot Wheel cars in one and then some other cars in the other. I use command strips to put them on the wall, but they do come with an adhesive strip to use or screws. And I actually want to screw these on the wall, but I didn't want to do it in that particular area because the crib is actually getting moved, and then my son is getting a big boy bed, so it's going to go over that area. So I want to stick it on the other side of the wall. You could put those display cases from Dollar Tree on the wall as well. You could just use command strips to do this. Just use your better judgment though, because I know not every kid is just going to let it be on the wall. They're going to rip it off, some of them, or maybe it's just in an area where it just shouldn't be. So use your judgment if you should do something like this or not. You can also use those toy cases for more than just toys. Inside of a case, I was able to put some medicine pill bottles inside of there. In another case, I put beauty blenders and nail polishes. Not all of my nail polishes fit perfectly inside of each little slot. The Essie ones that I owned did, but then I tried Sally Hansen and those were too long. I really like these containers, and there's a bunch of endless possibilities for organizing with these. Another classic organizational DIY piece from Dollar Tree are tier trays. This time around, I got 2 clear glass plates and 2 clear candle holders, and I'm just gluing them together. There are so many different things from Dollar Tree you can use to create a tier tray. However, I find that this one is the classic one and looks the best. You can use this anywhere inside of your home. I like to use this inside of the kitchen as a tier tray to hold fruit. I've shared with you guys how I've organized this little closet inside of my bathroom before. However, my husband does not like the fact that he cannot see through the purple bins. He doesn't like that you can't see exactly what's inside of there. So I'm going to switch things around and make it easier for him to see versus not. I'm still going to be keeping the purple bins, but you'll see. Dollar Tree carries clear organizers that are perfect for people who prefer to see exactly what's inside of the containers. I'll be using these particular containers you'll find in the school supply, office supply section. So the first thing I have to do is go ahead and take everything out. There's a lot inside of there that had to be tossed, some expired medicine, some things we just weren't using anymore. So I took it all out and I have to go through it first, and you probably would have to do the same. It's best to declutter as you're organizing. So some ideas for your containers. The first container I filled up was filled with some of my son's extra medicines, the medicine caps, the little medicine syringes you get. I placed those inside of one of the containers. I filled up a container with allergy related stuff, so allergy medicine, and then the little strips that go over your nose. Since these containers are smaller, they fit nicely in small spaces and stack easily on top of each other. So it's a great option for those of you who prefer to see exactly what you have. This is a book storage container from Dollar Tree that I actually use inside of this closet. I filled that up with some summer items. Another great piece from Dollar Tree is this wire shelf. That's great for taking advantage of wasted space. So if you have a pretty tall area where there's no shelves, you can use these to take advantage of that space. This mini drawer set is from Five Below. I'm actually still going to be using that. I'm just going to use it for stuff where we don't have to refill it. So thermometers in one of those, and then in the other one, I'm actually going to put my makeup. I have my extra makeup inside of this little container that used to be on the top shelf of this. I'm going to be storing it inside of the drawers instead because I don't mind not being able to see my stuff versus Matt, who does. I love these smaller plastic containers from Dollar Tree because they come in multi-packs. I got 3 of the smaller ones for $1.25. So I use those to store items like lens wipes, items I don't have too many of, like nail polish, and I don't tend to use nail polish too often because I don't paint my nails too often. Makeup remover. We have a few vitamins inside of here. Most of our vitamins are actually inside of our kitchen. Now I want to label everything. To label them, I used my Dymo print labeler. I got this at Target. I'll try to link it down below for you guys if I could find it online. It was relatively inexpensive and is a great option if you want to label things but don't want to get a Cricut. This is how this small little closet looks now, nice and organized with the containers where you could see what's inside of there. And this time around I actually was able to make some room for our hair products because before they were sitting in front of the purple containers and it would get kind of annoying. Dollar Tree carries pegboards. If you don't want to put the If you don't want to put the pegboards on your wall, you can actually glue some of them together to create a cube shape. And then use zip ties to adhere the pegboards together, making sure they don't go anywhere. I used the bigger pegboards to make a bigger cube and then smaller pegboards to make a smaller one to go on top of the bigger one. I spray painted my unit outside a pink color. Then on the pegboards itself, I used some of the supplies you can get for pegboards at Dollar Tree. So there's pencil cases, there's hooks, there's a bunch of little things that you can buy for your pegboards. So one of the little ones that I ended up putting together holds a bunch of supplies that are meant for your office or crafting. You can always turn this into a Lazy Susan. To make a Lazy Susan out of Dollar Tree products, you can get 2 plates. I went with 2 plastic plates and then some type of beads. I use these pearl beads from Dollar Tree. You'll place them on top of one of the plate and then put the other plate on top of that, and there you create a Lazy Susan. So once I place my unit on top of the plates, you can see it spins around easily. You can even take advantage of your cabinet doors in your kitchen with these pegboards. Place the pegboards on the inside of one of the cabinet doors and then use the pegboard supplies to hold items. So I used the pencil containers to hold some kitchen utensils and lighters, and then in the other one I have it holding lids. It's a great way to take advantage of space, especially if you have a smaller kitchen. I actually tried this again. This time around I used the hooks for the pegboards and then hung anything that was more like a spray bottle cleaning supply item off of this. Dollar Tree's metal planter hooks are actually great to create DIY shelves. They come with screws and drywall anchors to place them directly inside of your wall. You're just going to need a shelf piece. I got this shelf from Menards for $4. I'm taking it, placing it on top of one of the metal hangers, and then figuring out, how to make sure I'm putting it inside of my wall straight. And then once I have that figured out, I go ahead and make the markings from the plant hangers and then screw that into the wall. Another idea is then to push in the front of the metal hangers so that it closes off the little loop that's there. Then get a plunger handle. You're going to find this at Dollar Tree. You can stain it if you want to. Well, you're just going to place the plunger handle where you closed off the front of the metal hanger, and this creates a little rod that you can hang things off of. So I got these metal buckets from Dollar Tree. I'm actually going to use a book ring that I also got from Dollar Tree through that, making it easy for me to hang these directly off of the little plunger. I hung 3 of these up, and the inside of them I put plants, but honestly you could put whatever you like. As long as you use screws to hang this into your wall, you can put some pretty heavy things inside of there and it should be okay. So this is how it turned out. I made it more of a decor piece, but definitely can be used for organizing. I love this project. Get a wire basket from Dollar Tree and start to bend the bottom part inward. It's really easy to do. It's not that hard. And basically what I'm doing is I'm creating a shape that looks like a coffee mug. I got this garden fence from Dollar Tree. They carry it often, and I'm going to take some of the arch designs off of there, creating a handle to make my basket look more like a coffee mug. And I cut 2 of these out. Then I'm going to attach them to the wire basket. To do that, I used some glue and zip ties. I got these chalkboard tags from Dollar Tree. I'm going to place one on the front of the wire basket, and then on the front of that I used my Cricut to cut out something that said K-Cups. You can always use a chalk marker and write it out instead, and this is just going to be a K-Cup holder, and it's really cute because it looks like a giant coffee mug, but it's meant to hold your K-Cups. This is one of my favorite organizing DIYs. Dollar Tree ice cube trays are not just for making ice cubes. You can use these to organize your jewelry, and the nice thing about this is there's individual spots for your jewelry, so it makes it easier to find your earrings or not have your bracelets and necklaces getting tangled together. Dollar Tree carries these stackable planters, but right now they're carrying them in a smaller version, and these versions are great for organizing areas on your desk, especially if you're somebody who loves to use art supplies, you're an artist, you paint, you draw. This is great because there's a bunch of individual slots you can put markers and things like that inside of, and then stack these on top of each other to make space on your desk without cluttering it with a bunch of items. So that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed these organizing hacks and DIYs. Thanks for always supporting my channel and watching me. I appreciate it. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.